All right, let's go ahead and get started. Again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Tucker. I'm an executive vice president Infinity with this amazing company called MyEcon. Just to give you a little background about MyEcon is a 19-year-old, soon to be 20-year-old company that's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We have A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we are a completely debt-free company. We were debt-free when we opened our doors, and to this day, we are still debt-free. So that lets you know you are involved with a solid company. Now, MyEcon has multiple products and services that we offer, but tonight I am going to focus on one of our main products, and that is credit repair. We have a great tool called the My Credit System that I'm going to go over tonight that's going to walk you through how to repair and restore your credit. And so the good thing about this system is it's only 24 minutes and 33 seconds. So if you went through all the modules, that's how long it would take you to view all of the modules, 24 minutes and 33 seconds. Now listen, the average person be on social media scrolling more than 24 minutes and 33 seconds. The average person watches movies on Netflix more than 24 minutes and 33 seconds. So literally, you can sit down, take some time and watch these videos, and get this, all the videos are under 5 minutes. So there's no excuse for not looking at these videos. Now, there's 6 modules that are included in this system. So the first thing that I always recommend people to do is to go through all 6 modules yourself and listen to the videos. So before you take any action on your credit, you want to take time out and listen to all 6 modules. Very, very important. Now, let's go ahead and start with module number 1. Module number 1 is we're going to show you how to pull your credit report. Now, there are multiple ways that people pull their credit. You know, I've heard some people say they've used Credit Karma. Some people use the Experian app. But what we're going to recommend you do in MyEcon is we're going to tell you to go to this amazing website right here, annualcreditreport.com. Now, here's what's amazing about annualcreditreport.com. They allow you to pull all 3 of your credit reports for free. Repeat after me. If it's for free, it's for me. Yes, for free. Now, back in the day, they were only allowing you to pull all 3 of your credit reports for free once a year. And then we end up having COVID come on the scene. And because of COVID, there were a lot of identity thefts happening. And so what they did was they changed the policy, and now they allow you to pull your credit report once a week for free. Yes, once a week instead of once a year. Now, I don't know how long annual credit report is going to keep that like that. So while they're doing it, I'm highly recommend that you take full advantage of pulling your credit reports for free every single week. Now, the thing about annualcreditreport.com is you cannot see your credit score when you go to that website. And so what MyEcon did to help you as far as seeing your credit score is we provided another hyperlink, which is myfico.com. Now, I talked about a website earlier called Credit Karma, and a lot of people say, well, Keith, I go to Credit Karma, I see a score there, I'm content with that. But let me tell you something, there's 2 types of scores. There's a Vantage score and there's a FICO score. 95% of lenders pull your FICO score, not your Vantage score. And guess what? Credit Karma provides you your Vantage score. And the thing about that is there are a lot of people that get disappointed when they go to the car dealership because they went to Credit Karma, they saw their score, they got there and end up getting an interest rate higher than what they anticipated because, again, the credit pull was for my FICO, not for a Vantage score. So again, very, very important. Please, please understand 95% of lenders are pulling your FICO score. And so MyEcon included a myfico.com link so that you can go ahead and pull your credit report. Now, myfico.com has different packages. So you got to go there yourself to decide which package fits your budget. Everybody's budget is different, so I'm not going to tell you which package to choose. You got to decide that based upon how much money is in your household. But there are different packages that you can choose from myfico.com. If you want to see your score, you can go there and do that. Now, it's not mandatory to pull your score, but here's the thing. Many people like to create testimonies. They want to say, hey, when I first started this credit repair journey, my score was this. And when I finish, my score is that. This gives them an opportunity to post a testimony online that will drive traffic to their page to have people saying, hey, how can I get involved? And so if you want to do that, go ahead and get your score so that you can gauge and create testimonies so that you can have other people saying they're ready to get started with you. So that's step one. That's very simplistic. There's nothing hard about that. All you have to do is click on the hyperlinks. My econ has made it so easy. Just click on the hyperlink. It's going to take you to the website, and you'll be able to pull your credit reports for free, all 3 of them, once a week, and be able to pull your credit score as well. Step one. Now, let's go to step two. Step two is we're going to show you how to freeze the secondary barrels. Now, when I say secondary barrels, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Those are what we call primary barrels, not secondary barrels. Now, when I say secondary barrels, we're talking about these companies here. We're talking about ARS, which is Advanced Resolution Services, Innovis, LexisNexis, and SageStream. These are secondary barrels that you want to go ahead and freeze. Now you say, how do I freeze them? My econ, again, as always, has made it very easy for you to do it. All you got to do is click on the hyperlink that says request security freeze under each of them. So right here, Advanced Resolution Services, you click this hyperlink, request security freeze. Innovis, request security freeze. LexisNexis, request security freeze. In SageStream, if you notice, it does not have request security freeze because LexisNexis bought out SageStream. So once you freeze LexisNexis, it's automatically going to freeze SageStream. So those are the 4 secondary barrels. Now, why do you want to freeze the secondary barrels? You know, many people ask me that question. Why should I freeze the secondary barrels? Well, when you freeze the secondary barrels, what happens is it blocks the main barrels, the primary barrels, which is Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, from viewing your data. Your job is to make it so difficult for the primary barrels to be able to validate or verify any dispute that you send them. And if they can't pull your data from those secondary barrels, it's going to be very hard for them to validate and verify the information. And remember, everything on your credit report has to be 100% accurate. And if they can't validate or verify information, it's going to be very hard for them to validate and verify. So a lot of times they end up removing the item from your credit report. Very, very powerful. You've seen, if you've been following people online, to my econ associates, you've seen people remove bankruptcies that's supposed to be on their credit report 7 to 10 years. They were able to remove them in 3 to 5 months. You've seen repossessions removed. You've seen hard inquiries removed. You've seen collections removed. You've seen medical debt removed. This is one of the steps that was able to allow them to be able to remove those items from their credit report. And so you want to go ahead and freeze it. Now, many people say, how long should I keep the secondary barrel frozen? Good question. You can keep the secondary barrels frozen as long as you like. Because remember, when you go to apply for credit, they're not pulling the secondary barrels, they're pulling the primary barrels. So if you go buy a car, if you go buy a house, if you apply for a credit card, they're pulling Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. The secondary barrels have nothing to do with their decision in granting you credit. So yes, you can keep the secondary barrels frozen as long as you like. Now, when you click on request security freeze, an application comes up, you got to fill in the information. They're going to ask for things like maybe a copy of your birth certificate or your address, stuff like that, so they can confirm that it's you. Now, normally it takes about a week to 2 weeks for them to send a letter in the mail to validate that your secondary barrel is frozen. Not only are they going to send you a letter telling you that the secondary barrel is frozen, they're also going to send you a PIN so that if you ever decide you want to unfreeze that secondary barrel, you got to use that PIN that they gave you to do that. Very, very important. Now, let me say this. No one, I'm going to say this loud and clear, no one should be applying for credit when you're fixing your credit. Did you hear what I said? No one should be applying for credit anyway when you're trying to repair and restore your credit. Let me say that one more time. No one should be applying for credit when you're repairing and restoring your credit. Your job is to focus on getting your credit repaired so that when you do decide to apply for credit, you're going to get the best interest rate possible. So again, do not try to apply for stuff while you're repairing and restoring your credit. So again, you want to freeze these secondary bureaus in the next 24 to 48 hours so that you can go ahead and make it more difficult for the primary bureaus to validate and verify information. All right, let's go to step 3. Step 3 is check for errors. This is a very important step too, because a lot of stuff can be removed simply because the information is incorrect, outdated. So you want to make sure you check for error. So when you check your credit report, you want to look in the identity section. They may have the wrong name, the wrong address, the wrong social, the wrong date of birth. You might have filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, but they got you listed as a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. They say you were late, but you were never late. So you want to get your credit report, get yourself a highlighter, and highlight any error on your credit report, because that can be used to your advantage to get items removed from your credit report. You see, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it states that information on your credit report must be 100% accurate. I didn't say 90%. I didn't say 80%. I didn't say 70%. It has to be 100% accurate. Let me give you an example. I had a gentleman that was able to get a bankruptcy removed literally a month after he was discharged because they had on his credit report the wrong courthouse. Because they had the wrong courthouse listed on the credit report, that is not reporting 100% accurate information. So because it was not 100% accurate information, guess what? The credit bureau had to remove the bankruptcy from his credit report. So anything that is reported inaccurate, outdated, or unverifiable must be removed. Did you hear what I said? Anything that is reported inaccurate, outdated, or unverifiable must be removed. This is major, ladies and gentlemen, because if the amount of debt they are trying to collect is reported inaccurately, guess what? It must be removed. If the date they said that you opened the account is reported inaccurately, guess what? It must be removed. If it's unverifiable, it must be removed. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of things that may be incorrect on your credit report that you can use to your advantage to get those items removed from your credit report. All right, let's go to step 4. This is the part that people look forward to. Now, on step 3, I forgot to mention, we also included a PDF that gives you some of the common errors that you may find on your credit report. So definitely make sure you download that PDF so that you can get some of the common errors that may be listed on your credit report. Now, step 4 is what people look forward to. This is the part that is exciting, and many people want to skip to this part and skip over step 1, 2, and 3. Do not skip any steps, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be successful with this My Credit system, if you want to be successful in getting your credit score raised, if you want to be successful of getting items removed, you cannot skip steps. Did you hear what I said? You cannot skip steps. So, number 1, you need to pull your credit report. Number 2, you need to freeze the secondary bureaus. Don't move forward until those secondary bureaus are frozen. Do not move forward until those secondary bureaus are frozen. Number 3, you want to scour your credit report for errors. You want to get yourself a highlighter, go to the dollar store, write it all, and highlight those errors on your credit report so you can know exactly what to pinpoint to start to dispute. Now, step 4, this is the dispute process. This is what people get excited about. This is where you get a chance to see the pre-written letters that MyEcon offers. Yes, the letters are already written, so there's no guessing of what to write, what to say. MyEcon took the guessing out of it. We got the letters already written for you. So all you got to do now is click on create a dispute letter right here under step 4. It's going to bring up this page here. The first thing you want to do once that comes up is you want to click on my profile and put your name, address, and phone number. I've already done that. That's why it's already populated on the screen. Once you do it one time, it's going to populate just like it did for me. I didn't have to do that. It's already there because I've already filled out my profile section. So that's the first thing you want to do is fill out your my profile section so you don't have to come here and put your name, address, and a phone number each and every time. So again, my profile first, and then this will populate every single time. So I got my name, my address, and my phone number here. Now it asks for some information. It's asking me for a date of birth. So I'm just going to put 01/01/2000. And then for the social, let's just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is my social security number. Don't try to apply for anything with that number because you may get denied. So that is my social security number for tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now right here is a drop down arrow of all the possible dispute letters. I'm going to briefly talk to you about these letters, and then I'm going to show you an example of a dispute letter so you can see for yourself the letters are already written. Now, the top 4 letters are your friends. I love these letters. These are very, very powerful. Let me give you a quick testimony. I just recently started working on Cheyenne's credit, and sent this first letter called the verification dispute letter. And when I sent that verification dispute letter off, this is literally last month. I literally got the disputes back a few days ago. That first dispute, the first round of disputes, I was able to remove 6 student loans and 1 credit card from her credit report. 6 student loans and 1 credit card from her credit report. Yes, that's the first round. That's just round number 1. I got more rounds to go. That's just round number 1 of disputes. So I used the verification dispute letter. So let's talk about the verification dispute letter. Let me move this bar up a little bit. All right, so the verification dispute letter is basically saying, I want you to verify that this item that's on my credit report is mine. You have the right by law to challenge them to give you proof that that item is yours. I know, but Keith, that collection is mine. I really do have a collection. That is my collection. I know, but guess what? You have the right by law to challenge them to verify that that collection that's on your credit report is yours. So you can send off the first letter, which is the verification dispute letter, which I was talking about earlier, that helped me remove 6 student loans on my first round. You send that letter off. They have to verify that that item that you're disputing, or items plural that you're disputing, is yours. So that's the letter number 1. You send that off, you wait. By law, the credit bureaus have up to 30 days to respond to a dispute, up to 30 days. So that's the first letter, verification dispute letter. The second letter is, let's say they come back and say, oh, we have verified these items do belong to you. Then you send the second letter to them. Okay, you said them items belong to me. What method did you use to verify that that is mine? You said you verified it. Now give me the method. Give me the proof that you actually verified it. What method did you use? That's the second letter that you're going to send off to them. Now, guess what? That's work for them. That means they got to do some work. And guess what? A lot of times they don't want to do no work. So guess what they do? They end up removing the item from your credit report. So that's letter number 2. What method did you use to verify that it's my debt? Now, they didn't give you no method. You've been waiting 30 days and you didn't get no method. You send the third letter. Listen, you are now in violation of my FCRA rights. You did not provide me what I asked for, which was the method of verification. You did not provide it to me, so you're now violating my rights. I'm giving you another chance. Give me the method that you use to verify that that collection, that bankruptcy, that student loan, that inquiry is mine. Now, they still didn't say anything. You didn't send this final letter. I now intend to sue. This is an intent to litigate letter. I am now getting ready to sue you because you are now violating my rights. And guess what? There are several people that have gotten paid because their rights were violated by the credit bureaus. Did you hear what I said? There are several people that got paid because their rights were violated by the credit bureau. And so you want to send that letter, the violation of, intent to litigate letter. Now, those are the first 4 letters. Those are your friends, ladies and gentlemen. These letters here are very powerful and they can be a blessing to you in so many ways. I know firsthand because, like I said, the first round of disputes, I was able to remove those student loans from the credit report in a collection. Now, let's talk about these next letters. Identity dispute letter. This is the first letter that you want to send off before you send these four off. This is the first letter that you want to send off to the credit bureau. And this is basically an identity dispute letter saying, hey, my name is this. Please remove any other variations of my name. My address is this. Please remove any other addresses of my report. My social is this. Please correct my social security number. My date of birth is this. Please correct my date of birth. That is very, very important. Why is that important? Let me give you an example. Let's say you had a credit card and you lived on Brown Street. You were doing okay. You end up losing your job. And next thing you know, you got behind on your bills. Now that credit card is now in collection. Remember, you lived on Brown Street. But then you end up moving. You moved to Green Street. You went to Green Street, and now Brown Street is still listed on your credit report. Well, you send in a dispute to the credit bureau trying to get that collection off your report. But because Brown Street is on your credit report where you open that account at, when you open that account, you put Brown Street originally on that application. And because that's on your credit report still, you're making it easy for the credit bureau to validate that's your debt. Well, guess what? We got to get Brown Street off your credit report to make it hard for them. And so the identity dispute letter is going to help you remove that address so that they don't have nothing to validate where you open that credit card up before you get into collection. So very, very important. You want to remove any old addresses from your credit report that may be tied to a negative account so that you can make it hard for the credit bureaus to validate or verify your dispute. Now, here's my recommendation. I recommend you send the letter off, but I also recommend you pick up the phone and call the credit bureau. This is the only time that I'm going to tell you to pick up the phone. You do not pick up the phone to do disputes. The only thing you're going to pick up the phone for is to get your identity fixed. So you want to call the credit bureau and ask them to correct your identity. Hey, my name is this. Please remove any other variations of my name. You want to say it. So you want to send a letter and call. You want to do both. Do both of them. I'm telling you, we've had people say that when they called the credit bureau, they were able to get their identity fixed in the first 48 to 72 hours from calling. So that's why I say you want to do both. Call them, but also send the letter. Do double duty on them. You want to make it hard for them. You want to put them to work. So do both. Call them and send the identity dispute letter. Now, these next two letters are for inquiries. If you have any hard inquiries on your credit report, soft inquiries do not affect your credit score. So if you have any soft inquiries, do not dispute them. They do not affect your score at all. It's only the hard inquiry. So if you want to dispute any hard inquiries, use these two letters here. Original creditor, 623 letter. Normally, before an item goes to collection, it stays with the original creditor. So if the item that you're having trouble with have not gone to collection, it's still with the original creditor, send this letter to the original creditor. Goodwill letter. This is a letter that you use to remove late payments. So if you have any late payments on your credit report, you want to go ahead and send off the goodwill letter, and this is what's going to help you get some late payments removed from your credit. Pay for delete. This is very important. Many people think that if they just pay their collection, all is good. Well, all is good in a little bit, but not all the way. Because here's what happens. You pay the collection in full, it's going to report in your credit report, paid in full / collection. Paid in full / collection. Well, guess what? Some lenders are going to look at that, and even though it says paid in full, they're also going to see the word collection, and they're going to be like, I got to think about if I'm going to give this individual any credit. So the pay for delete basically says to the collection agent, hey, I'm getting ready to pay this collection off, but if I pay it off in return, I want this item removed from my credit report. Again, hey, I'm getting ready to pay this collection off. I want this item removed from my credit report in return. So that's the pay for delete. If you have any medical debt, you want to use these three letters: medical collection, HIPAA 1, violation 1, HIPAA violation 2. And then last but not least, 30-day no response letter. I said earlier, the credit bureaus have up to 30 days to respond to your dispute. So if the 30 days runs up, you can send them this 30-day no response letter that basically says, hey, your 30 days is up. You must remove this item from your my report. Now, every letter that you send, you want to send it certified mail. Why? Because if you send it regular mail, it's your word against theirs if the 30-day time limit runs out, because there's no proof. You don't have no evidence that the 30 days is up. But when you send it certified mail, you now have a receipt of the actual day that they received the letter. So it's 30 days from the day they actually received it. So when you send it certified mail, you're going to have an actual receipt of the date that they received it. Now you have proof and evidence that the 30 days is up if it runs up. Very, very important. Do not send these letters without sending them certified mail so that you can have proof if the 30-day time limit runs out. Now, let me show you an example. Let's say you had a hard inquiry on your credit report. I'm going to click hard inquiry dispute letter. I come down here and you have the option to choose which report is that inquiry on, Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. Some cases it may be on all three. Some cases it may be on two. Some cases it may be only on one. Very important. Do not send a dispute letter to all three credit bureaus if the inquiry is only reporting on one credit bureau. If you do that, you're going to open up a can of worms and the other two are going to report it on your credit report. Don't do that. Only send it to the credit bureau that the item is being reported on. So in my example, I'm just saying it's on my Equifax report. And the inquiry was from Visa and the date of the inquiry 01/01/2000. Now, we also have multiple blocks here. So if you have multiple inquiries or multiple accounts that you're trying to dispute, you can go ahead and put them in these blocks. I'm just going to do one for my example. Now, you come down here, you can click on the block right here that says include notary language. Including the notary language is very essential too. It increases your chances to get items removed. It also makes your document a legal document if you ever decide you need to sue them. But people ask me, do I have to get it notarized? You do not have to, but I recommend you do. Let me say that again. You do not have to, but I recommend you do. You can get stuff notarized for free at credit unions. Some banks do it for free. If you do have to go to an individual that charges you, guess what? You are a business owner. You can write it off on your taxes. So literally the government is paying the bill. Now I'm gonna click download letter so you can see exactly what the letter looks like. Like I said, my econ has pre-written letters. The letters are already written, so you don't even have to worry about wondering what to say or what to guess what to say. The letters are already pre-written. This is why this system is so powerful. So you see, the letter has my name, my address, my social, my date of birth, today's date, Equifax. It even includes Equifax address. Here's the inquiry down to disputing Visa, the date of the inquiry 01/01/2000. Here is the verbiage to get that inquiry removed from my credit report. And right here is a block for the notary to notarize my letter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a game changer. You hear me? This is a game changer. The letters are already pre-written. My econ has changed the game, and you have an opportunity to change your credit score with this amazing system. All right, let's go to the next step, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back. We've got two more steps, 5 and 6. Now, the good thing about step 4 too is we included some addendum videos. Many people overlook these, but I highly recommend that you look at these as well. Addendum video number 1 tells you why you should never, ever, ever, ever dispute online. So you want to watch this video and see why. Number 2 tells you how to send your letters off certified mail. It shows you what the certified mail piece of paper looks like and everything. Look at this video here. We even got the addresses for the credit bureaus, but that's included on the letters, so you don't have to worry about that. We got the downloads of the letters, but again, that's included with the dispute system, so you don't have to worry about downloading these letters, but we included it anyway. We also got some, if you ever need to file a complaint with the credit bureaus, you can click on this hyperlink here. If you ever are a victim of identity theft, you can click on here. We even got a product that my econ offers called the ID Defender that provides you identity theft protection. It comes with $1 million worth of identity theft insurance, a virus protection for your computer, key logging defense, and also free and discounted legal services. But you can click on here to file identity theft claim. We also got 2 more addendum videos. If you want to check your more about checking your disputes, this video here, and then if you're wondering why your items are not being removed, this video here, addendum number 4. All right, let's go to step number 5, credit utilization. This is so important, ladies and gentlemen, so important. Many people utilize this, but this is very important. Credit utilization is important because as you're fixing your score and you're trying to get in the high 700s and high 800s, your credit utilization plays a big part. Ladies and gentlemen, you should try to keep your credit utilization under 10%. Listen, credit utilization counts towards 30% of your score. That's 30% of your score is credit utilization. 30%. So your goal is to keep your credit utilization under 10%. You want to keep it under 10%. As you start going above 10%, your score is going to start moving down. I'll give you an example. I have a friend who had a perfect score. He was in 800 credit score range, and he ended up buying a house. Well, the house ended up having all types of holes in the wall and other things that he needed to get fixed. So he applied for a credit card, and they gave him a $20,000 limit. Well, there were so many things wrong in the house. He ended up charging that card to $18,190. Well, his credit utilization went above 90%. His score dropped to the 600 range just because of credit utilization. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. You want to keep your credit utilization under 10%. Keep it at 10% or under so that your score can stay in the high 7s and high 800. Last but not least, as we wrap up, step 6. What other things can we do to build credit? We want to build credit, ladies and gentlemen. Getting items removed can help build credit, but that's just part of building your score. What other things can we do? Well, my econ included 2 things called Self and Credit Strong. Self and Credit Strong are credit loan builder programs. Those credit loan builder programs allows you to give them a certain amount of money per month. They will put that money into a savings account, and when the terms of the loan is over, they will send you the money back. Did you hear what I said? Credit loan builder programs allows you to give them a certain amount of money per month. They will put that money into a savings account, and when the terms of the loan is over, they will send you the money back and they report it to your credit report. So you can either do both of these or you can do one of these. So you want to click on the hyperlink, read up a little bit more on these yourself so you can get a better understanding of how Self and Credit Strong can increase your credit score. Now, some people's scores are not good enough to get an unsecured card, so they got to start off with a secure card. So we included some secure cards right here that you can apply for to help you raise your score. You got to crawl before you walk. Sometimes you got to start small. So you got to start with a secure card to build your credit. Do it, but make sure you pay your bills on time. Then, do you know that if you live in an apartment, your rent payments do not get reported to the credit bureau? You've been living in your apartment 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and all you've been doing is paying your rent and having a roof over your head. That's a blessing, but guess what? How would you like to have those rent payments that you've been paying on time for 10 years reported to the credit bureau? And so there's different companies out there that help you do that. The first company is called Rental Karma. Rental Karma can report up to 14 years of rent history. It doesn't matter how you are making your rent payments as long as the landlord can vouch for you. So that means your landlord could be your mother, your dad, your father, your sister, your brother, your coworker, your boss. It has to be someone that can vouch that you are paying rent. The landlord can be anybody. They start reporting your rent history in little as 7 to 14 days. That's rentalkarma.com. Then you got Rent Reporters. That's another website, Rent Reporters. They can report up to 2 years of rental history. Then there's something called Boom Pay. Now they require you to make your rent payments through a bank account, and you have to be okay with giving them your bank login information because that's how they can verify that you're paying your rent. So Boom Pay, and the good thing about Boom Pay is if you do get late 1 month, they won't report late payments. They only report positive history only. So that's the good thing about Boom Pay. They will not report any negative payments. So if you slip up and get late one day on rent, they're not going to report that. They're only going to report only the positive history. Now, last but not least, and then I'll open up for questions. Here are some bonus tips for you. What other things can you do? There's something called Tomo. If you haven't heard of Tomo, Tomo can help you add up to $30,000 trade line and 2 years of payment history on your credit. So if you get a chance, Google TOMO. That's another company credit card. There's a credit card called Credit AI. It's a free debit card that gets reported to your credit bureaus. And normally debit cards don't get reported to the credit bureaus. Only it's normally credit cards, but this is the first type of debit card that can get reported to the credit bureau. Some good unsecured cards to get is Capital One Quicksilver, Discover It, and Chase Sapphire. And last but not least, there's another company called Kovo Credit, Kovo, KovoCredit.com. There's no credit check. They report to all three credit bureaus, and there's no fees, no startup fees, no membership fees, no annual fees, no late fees, no failed payment fees, no processing fees, no prepayment fees, and no interest charges. Just pay $10 a month for 24 months, and you also get access to personal growth tools and 24 months of ID monitoring with Kovo Credit. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get with this amazing credit system. And I highly recommend that if you are on here and you have not signed up, I want you to get back with the person who invited you because you want to go ahead and get signed up. You have an opportunity to get access to what people are paying $1,000, $2,000 to people to fix their credit. There are companies out there charging $99 a month, $120 a month to fix your credit. And you know what's the bad thing is? A lot of times when you pay a company to repair your credit for you, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they're going to stretch it out because remember, they're business owners. They're in the business of getting a profit. And so if they fix your credit in 1 month, how do you think they're going to get paid? They ain't going to get paid that much. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to slow roll it. They're going to take their time to fix your credit because they want to make a profit before they go ahead and really get serious about fixing your credit. So that's why it's important to fix your credit yourself. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, you say, how long is it going to take me? I want to buy a house next month. I want to buy a car next month. Listen, you didn't get into bad credit overnight, so don't expect to get out of it overnight. Everyone's situation is different. Let's be honest. Some people got 5 items on their credit report. Someone else might have 10. Someone else might have 15. So because they got more items on their credit report, it may take that person longer. Some people are going to send their letters off quick and fast. Some people going to take their time. That's going to slow up the process. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you how long it's going to take you, but I will say this. We've seen people get significant results in the first 30 days. You heard my example. 6 student loans and a credit card was removed from the first round. The one young lady named Taniki was able to remove 15 items her first round. So the first 30 days, you can see some significant results. But that's not for everybody. I'm not going to say that's going to happen to everybody, but give it some time. Give it some time, ladies and gentlemen. So normally it would cost you $1,000 somewhere else. Normally somewhere else, they might charge you $120 a month or $99 a month. I know Lexington Law Firm is charging a little over $99 a month to fix your credit every month. But guess what? You can get signed up today with the person who invited you for $39.95. And then 30 days later, it's $39.95 a month. And guess what? Not only will you get a credit repair system, you're getting an opportunity to be an online entrepreneur. And because you're an online entrepreneur, you now can write that $39.95 a month off on your taxes. You also get access to multiple tax deductions. You can write off your miles, eating out, your cell phone, your internet, travel. You could pay your children a wage instead of paying no allowance. You also get access to an opportunity to earn some extra income sharing this opportunity with others. How many people can you think of right now that should have been on this webinar that you can share this information with, and they can take full advantage of getting their credit fixed, and you can have an opportunity to get paid. We pay 100% commissions. So someone pays $39.95. We're going to pay you $40 the following Friday, direct deposited right into your account. So there's no excuses, ladies and gentlemen. So now I'm going to open up for questions before we close out. Are there any questions from anyone that is listening on tonight? You can go ahead and unmute yourself and we can go ahead and get those questions answered on tonight. Any questions from anyone?
Hi, Keith. It's Paul in DC. Spencer got his hand up.
Hey, Spencer, how you doing?
All right. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you, Keith, for such an amazing presentation slash eye opener. I mean, I can't think of enough accolades to provide you with this evening, but I'm sure the information you provided is earth shaking to a lot of folks. And I want to thank all of those members that I was able to reach out to on the last moment after I found out that you have Miss Lever, I believe, on as a new recruit. And this is actually, I'm sure, to much of her benefit, and I'm sure she was exposed to a lot. And so, as one of the CEO Infinities with the company and having been with the company over the past 19 plus years, I can say that we've worked diligently. We're a plus rated company, and we're here to continue to support people because we need more of this kind of information to the community. So hats off to you, Keith, and all of those people that are listening in. I'm here to continue to support you and work with you. We do have an amazing conference coming up in September where we're going to meet you and greet you here if you're in the DMV area, if you want to come to the DMV area. So I believe Mr. Tucker and I worked on closing that deal today and we'll be getting all of the specifics out to you shortly.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Spencer. I see Brandy. Thank you so much for that accolade, Brandy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Serena, thank you so much. She said, excellent presentation. Thank you so much, Serena. Any other questions from anyone? And Rhonda, if you wanted to say anything as well, you're more than welcome as well. Also, I wanted to state too, I have Miss Bertha Winston on the line with us as well. She is a phenomenal leader as well in the DMV area. She has been very significant in helping me on a lot of occasions as well. And she's also the owner of a location where she has weddings and meetings and a whole lot of events at this location that she has meetings at. And she's also a book writer, author, and she's actually looking for people to be a co-writer in a book project that she's working on as well. So definitely, if you are a author by heart and want to write, get in the book with her, definitely make sure you reach out to Miss Bertha Winston as well. She just definitely looking for some people to write in the book with her as well, with the book project that she's getting ready to release. Any questions before we go? Last check. One more check. Any questions before we go?
I don't have a question, Keith. This is Scotty. I just want to give you a shout out. As usual, outstanding presentation. I remember the first time I got to see you one-on-one. Excuse me, one-on-one when we was in Maryland, if you remember.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And once again, you impressed me more than I can give you credit for. I just want to give you your flowers now, sir.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keith Tucker, this is Jonathan Ross in Atlanta, the facilitator. I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Where do I get a copy of this presentation? You outstanding, young man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What I'm gonna do, I recorded it to my computer. I'll go ahead and send it to you. I gotta once I get off the Zoom, I gotta download it. Once I download it, I'll go ahead and send it right over to you.
Okay, you have my information?
Yeah, about to say if you can text me if you have my cell number, of course. If you can text me your email address and I'll send it right on over to you.
Coming at you momentarily. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
This was outstanding. This is Sarah. I want a copy too.
Oh, got you covered, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Outstanding, outstanding. I mean, you over the top.
Thank you.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Hey, Keith,
you already better.
Yeah, hey, Keith, that presentation is so outstanding. I'd like to put it on SpencerLive.com so the whole world can hear it.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure I get it out to you.
That's a great idea, Spence. Great idea.
It's Serena.
Hey,
I got your email address. I'll send it to you. I just saw your message. You said send you a copy. I'll make sure you get it.
Hey, Keith.
Uh-huh.
Hey, this is Jerry Jones, man. How you doing? Great presentation.
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. You think I can get a copy of that also, please, sir? I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll make sure you get it.
Sounds good, sir. You have a blessed holiday, okay, and family.
You too. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Rhonda, I appreciate you for putting this together and all the support that you have been giving me as well. I'm definitely looking forward to doing this again, and we'll definitely keep you all posted on the next event that we do. And like we said, Spencer said earlier, we do have an event coming up in person in the DMV area. We will get a flyer and everything out with that as well. So I look forward to seeing you all at one of our local meetings. I look forward to seeing you all at the top. I look forward to seeing you all at the investment firm. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to seeing you all on the beaches of the world. God bless you all and have a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. Uh-huh.